My name is Tori. I'm a Winnie the Pooh collector from the UK, and this isn't going to be our normal type of video. I just felt like I needed to sit down and have a talk to you about something that's been happening across all my social medias for the past, well, technically being from the start of the year, but I've been working on it since the beginning of December. So for me it's been a while now. I started soft launching it in mid-December. I fully launched it, if you will, beginning of this year, and I feel like instead of just soft launching it and just sliding along with it, I thought we needed to sit down and address it. But I thought instead of just sitting down and talking, we could do it in the format that we know best, and that is an unboxing to do what we need to talk about. Anyway, in case you haven't noticed, I have had a bit of a rebrand. I am now Acre Tori. I have had the username Tori in Wonderland since I think about lockdown, when I started my content creation journey. I'd had my accounts before then. I think I created my YouTube channel in 2018. Probably start creating content until lockdown. You know, I was inside, didn't have much else to do. I started doing content creation, and from there I started getting more serious and more serious with it. And my accounts did have a different name before Tori in Wonderland, but then Tori in Wonderland became my content creator name, and that's what I went with for a while, because when I first started content creation, my content was primarily based at the Disney parks, with a lot of Winnie the Pooh and other Disney stuff mixed in. So Tori in Wonderland served as a good name, as a big kind of bubble, because it wasn't Wonderland in reference to Alice in Wonderland, even though it linked into that. It more referred to a Wonderland being my Wonderland. This is my Wonderland, it's my happy place. That's what I always meant it by. And it served me well, you know, it's done me 5, nearly 6 years. And it has served me well, but something that had been on my mind for quite a long time throughout 2025, and then when I went to the Pooh Corner event at beginning of December, what even more pushed for me to make this change. Over the past couple of years, I'd kind of been focusing out just generic Disney stuff. I still do a lot of park content. I had 2025 off of the parks for personal reasons that I think you all know, and when I do go to the parks, I go twice a year, which I know that's a lot. I think for the average person, going to Disney is a once in a lifetime trip. Going twice a year is a lot, but in the Disney park creator community, going twice a year means you hardly ever go. And obviously when I do go to the Disney parks, I primarily focus on the Winnie the Pooh meet and greets, Winnie the Pooh merch, and all of that kind of stuff. I've always been a Disney park kid, so I will always still share normal Winnie the Pooh things in the parks, because I've always been a Disney parks kid. My content is primarily, for the past 3-4 years, been just focusing on Winnie the Pooh. Yes, I do love Disney in general. Yes, I do have non-Winnie the Pooh stuff in my collection, but I want to be known as a Winnie the Pooh content creator. I want to be known as, this is my speciality, Winnie the Pooh. I think primarily that is what people know me as. But I found when I was at the event at Pooh Corner and people were asking me for my username, it just felt very confusing then not giving Winnie the Pooh username. And one person did actually say, oh, that's interesting that you're not creating under a Pooh related name. And then that kind of just it had been on my mind anyway, that I needed to get more of a niche specific name. I've also always been very cautious about copyright and stepping on Disney's toes, because I don't know if you remember it, a couple of years ago there was a whole thing. I don't think it ever actually was Disney doing this, but there was a whole rumor that Disney were shutting down Instagram and YouTube accounts that had the name Disney in the handle, and I don't think that ever was. I think those accounts were getting shut down for separate reasons. I think it was just a big scaremongering going on, but that is always something I'm wary of, because obviously as a content creator your name is sort of your branding, if you will. And so I've always been kind of even with Tori in Wonderland, yes, it was inspired by Alice in Wonderland, but it's not directly, you can't link it into that. Wonderland I was using as a generic term. So when I was coming up with my new name that I wanted something to do with Winnie the Pooh, I obviously wanted to be careful not to step on Disney toes and do some of it and have a name that they could be upset with. So I didn't want any character names involved. I had a whole list of names I was going through. I asked my friends for some opinions on it, And the one that kind of stuck with me and a lot of my friends were favoriting was 100 Acre Tori, because it was very important for me that I still left my name in there, obviously, so people can find me. People that have known me as Tori in Wonderland for ages, my name is still in there so they can still know it's me, and it just kind of feels more personal, you know, having your name in your username. And 100 Acre is quite self-explanatory. I didn't intend to do a soft launch of it, it just kind of happened. It first started, so I've been going through for the past month remaking like all my my YouTube banner, my like Facebook banner, my Instagram banner, everywhere where it says my name. And then I realized, and then I was like looking at things like discount codes. Only one of the shops I work with has my username as my discount code. All the other shops are like Tori and then some numbers. Little Emporium and Magic had my username as my discount code, so I had to message Amy and I was like, I've got a bit of a secret I'm working on, but you were involved in it because obviously I needed to change that. So I changed my discount code with her and I double checked with her. I was like, have you got any openings before I officially change my name? And she was like, possibly. So I did a stories updating my highlights tab on Instagram, and I just put like before it, I was like, oh, the next few stories are just updating my highlights tab, feel free to skip. And I updated all of them, and because I redid like the whole artwork for it as well. And obviously Little Emporium and Magic, my discount code has always been Tori in Wonderland, and now my discount code is 100 Acre Tori. And I said to my friend Lizzie, I was like, I just realised what I've done, and she went on my stories and she went, you put your new name on there, didn't you? And I was like, yes, I did. But other than her, obviously because we were talking about it, no one else like messaged me about it, so I don't know if people noticed it or if people just kind of slid past it. The other thing I'd soft launched on, as I was saying, I was going through all of like my artwork everywhere, changing my name. On my Reels tab on Instagram, I do the nice covers of so it all looks nice and aesthetic. You might not have noticed this, but if next time you're on my Instagram, have a nosy and see that my new name has been right there in front of you for the past month. So when you're looking at my Reels, I do the little title in the middle of the cover, just kind of describing what the video is going to be, and then at the bottom of the cover, it's always had my username. You'll see it on all my old ones, it says Tori in Wonderland. Literally a month ago, I updated it so it said 100 Acre Tori, and that's been out there in the universe for the past month. I just think that's one of those details that no one notices, but you know, it's out there. My new name's been out there for a month and no one noticed. Anyway, onto the little unboxing. This was the last thing I realised I needed to change. I have got, you can see it back there, a little badge with my social media on. It has a picture of Winnie the Pooh, my username, and then logos of all of the social medias I'm on. I realised I needed a new one of them. The shop that I got that from, I messaged them because I was like, I love that design, I wanted like that again, but they weren't active on Instagram. I sent them a message and I left it a while and they never replied, so I then went on the mission of having to find another shop to make me a custom badge. On my 4th attempt of finding a shop, I finally found someone that could do it for me. First shop I messaged don't do anything that like they can get copyrighted for, so like they do custom badges but they won't do characters. I understand that. They then recommended me another shop that they know will do it. That shop only accepts custom orders in minimum quantities of 20. I can't think of 19 of my friends that want a badge with my social medias on, so I said thank you but no thank you to that shop. I messaged a shop in America with the intention of getting it shipped to my best friend because she's already got some merch that she's keeping hold of me, and I was like, she can just add it to that. They never replied, and so this was my 4th shop attempt and they replied pretty instantly. I ordered this on, I sent them a message Thursday evening at 9 o'clock, so I knew they wouldn't reply. When I woke up in the morning, a response was waiting for me. So Friday morning, response was waiting for me. I was talking to them all about it throughout the day on Friday. Put in the order on Friday afternoon, probably about 4 o'clock. Monday, I got the dispatch notice, and Wednesday, today, it arrived. So that was very good service. 4th attempt, and I finally got it, and I was very impressed with that. So this is from Main Street Imagination, and I told them what I wanted, and within 5 minutes they got a like design to show me, and they were like, we can make any changes you want, and I was like, no, I'm happy with that, you nailed it on the 1st attempt. So I thought, since we always do unboxings together, we can start off this new era as 100 Acre Tori with an unboxing. What have we got here? That just looks like a little business card. They've got a sister account. What's this? This just looks like my order confirmation. A little thank you thing with a free Mickey sticker. And then onto the main event, my badge. 100 Acre Tori, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Winnie the Pooh. That is me. That is the new me. Let's get it on. You can't even see it. There it is. So I just wanted to come on, talk to you about my new name in case you hadn't noticed it, but I'm sure you had because for the past few videos it's been on my new intro. So new beginnings going forward. That's the only thing that's changing. My content will be the exact same as it's always been. I just wanted a name to fit in with my content. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this little video. I know it's not usually what we do, but I just needed to come and update you on what's been happening. Anyway, to see more of my Winnie the Pooh collection, all things Winnie the Pooh, don't forget to click subscribe down below, and while you're down there, don't forget to ding the notification bell. I mean, you might as well. You're already down there, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye!